Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Phyrexia All Will Be One action, and today we have another really fun All Will Be One deck, brought to you by a commenter from the Gruul All Will Be One Storm the Festival deck that I made. They suggested we try out All Will Be One in Boros colors because we get access to Wandering Emperor, which is really great removal, and a ton of other fun things. They suggested trying out Wedding Announcement, Elspeth, Angel Fire Ignition, and Invoke Justice. And I fell in love with the idea of using Invoke Justice to return our All Will Be One, and then it says put 4+1/+1 counters, so then we instantly get 4 damage from our All Will Be One. So we're playing a bit more of a kind of reanimator style deck with a bunch of draw discard. We got the Emperors out here, invoking the one, the only, the Emperor, probably one of the better planeswalkers in Standard. So we got also the Eternal Wanderer, the new version from Phyrexia All Will Be One. I got a bunch of duels. Let's go ahead and hop into the games and see how well we can do on the rank ladder. There'll be a full deck tech at the end of the video, so stick around if you're interested in that. Also, if you're interested in more Phyrexia All Will Be One videos, definitely subscribe because I have like 5 decks already brewed up that I want to make videos about, but it takes a little bit of time to actually record, upload, and whatnot. So let's see what we can do here. We got Banishing Slash here for removal, but I'm not actually a huge fan of this hand. Well, we have the Fable, you know, keep the Fable, best card in Standard, right? I was looking at MTG Goldfish has like the most popular cards. Oops, I'm going first. My bad. Sorry, opponent. Uh, the most commonly played cards in Standard, and Fable. Where does it show up? It's the 6th most played card in Standard. So it is a very good card. Go ahead, pass the turn. Yeah, I don't know why this is lighting up because there's no target artifacts, enchantments, or tapped creatures. But yeah, the first card, surprisingly, is Reckoner Bankbuster. Reckoner Bankbuster. I didn't think of this, but Reckoner Bankbuster works really well with I should have well, this is an instant, so I should have went ahead and whipped out the Fable here. That's my bad. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted now. But yeah, also getting Jetmir down here is nice because then we have another white source, because we're gonna need to get up our white source count here. Wow. Not doing so great here in terms of our draws. I was playing this deck in like normal queue, so we'll see how actually good it is. The real test. Can we win this actual ranked game? Would be really sick to find a sweeper. Probably should have just played out Fable here. I feel like I'm pretty much griefing this first game. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe Fable would have been pretty pointless because our opponent would have just murdered us. Well, it looks like we are not too bad off here, though, because we're just dead. Well, I could remove a creature here, but then we don't get our All Will Be One down. But we can just play Eternal Wanderer next turn. If I play this card, can we block enough damage to survive? Yeah. Okay, so I think we play Fable here, and then we can Banishing Slash next turn, the Shieldred. Or no, we just play Eternal Wanderer and get rid of all their creatures besides the one. Wow, I am making a mess of this first game. Banishing Slash, kind of sad that it's so if we attack in with this, well, no, we won't be attacking in with much now. Opponent here. Oh, come on, just play the card and swing in. You killed us. You had us dead before you even ticked up the Evolved Sleeper. Alright. Mono black is mono black. Come on, dude. Pass turn. I go out on my own terms. Oh. Alright, well, I'm gonna chalk that up to Pilot Air. Could have played that a little bit cleaner. It's mono black, I cry. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, this deck is a ton of fun when you can get it going off. And it's not that hard to get it going off. It was just that was definitely just poorly played by moi. I don't know if we really would have won that, even if we played that hand most optimally, but it would have looked a little bit better. uh, Hands are strange, or maybe it's just the the difference when you're trying to actually like make a video about the deck. You're like overthinking everything, or you go on a win streak and then a lose streak and then a win streak. Right. Going here, not doing much of anything. They're probably playing the Golgari Fight Obliterator deck, or I stand corrected. I also stand corrected about whether or not this was a good idea to keep his hand, because it clearly was a bad one. Alright, this is playable now. We get to discard our All Will Be One next turn. Probably also discard my Eiganjo, or Restoration of Eiganjo. Play an Abzan Toxic. Go ahead, discard these two. We almost have enough white sources for Invoke Justice. Do we just hold up Emperor here? Emperor. That is probably a good idea, I say. No attacks, end turn. We don't have a land here, though, so definitely a questionable move. We have some sweepers in this deck, so there's that going for us. Our opponent going in for the swing. They probably saw this one coming, but hey, we're still gonna go ahead and do it. Kind enough obligated. Do a little removal in there. That's a nice card, but not quite what we wanted. Go ahead, draw a land here. Play this. Get ourselves a counter. And then, what do we want to do? We could bid a reunion, or we can scrap Burk Mutt. I think we scrap Burk Mutt, discard the bid of reunion, and see if we can draw into a land. So, probably been best to, well actually, the opponent had enough. I mean, next turn we would have comboed, and our opponent would have probably not looking so great. Granted, stuck on 2 lands. Not really a fair fight, no. Hey, a win's a win. When the Poison Ivy deck, the Salt Priest shows up and turn 3 combo kills me, I'll take the wins where they don't draw anything but nothing. Didn't really make sense now, but they don't draw any wins. This is a interesting keep, but I don't want to see if we can actually like draw out of it. I mean, we have Emperor, and we have enough lands to cast it eventually. Alright, we are getting towards Emperor. We could let one of our Emperors die, if necessary. Jewel Thief, that is a problem. Okay, we need a sweeper. Can we get some draw discard, please? I mean, sure. Do we let our opponent play out another card? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll end turn. We'll Wandering Emperor, their Beast Caller. And then, assuming they play out like 2 creatures here, they have 5 mana. Arlen. Crap. Okay. That is not ideal. I didn't think they were actually going to be playing wolves. Well, they take Arlen down, which is good for us because we can completely, like, blow them out here very shortly. Exile this bad boy. I guess I should have created a chump blocker here. Wait, cancel. Because what I do here is I chump, and then I can create another chump blocker next turn. Or, like, create another creature next turn. Sweep. Doesn't matter. Create a samurai. Okay, I think I played that relatively well. Another sweeper here. That is like the one thing with planeswalkers. Sweepers are like gross. They don't hit your planeswalkers and then they just keep going off. Opponent here can play things at instant speed. Creatures at instant speed. I'll blow up that one. Would like to get my all will be one down here. Yep, that'll do. That'll do. Do we risk attacking in here? Because our opponent's just gonna flash in a creature to block it. Like they could flash in a Jewel Thief, right? And if we keep our thing here, what we do is we just invoke Justice next turn, and we need a creature to put the counters on, so that's why I'm not attacking in. Because we attack in, they flash in a Jewel Thief, and we get crippled. So we get blown out, rather. And we don't really want to get blown out now. Ow. We should be able to blow up a fair amount of our opponent's stuff here. Yep. Spooky. Werewolf spooky. So we get 4 damage. 3 damage we'll send to the wolf mother. Arlen. Rending Flames my planeswalker? Is that what's happening? Ah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll just do this, get another 2 damage. Send it to face. Get another. Oh, trigger's got a resolve. Boom! This is the ideal combo. That's gross. We just sweep their board, pumped up our creature, and we get to swing in. And we can do it again next turn. We have another Invoke Justice. Feeling pretty good about this game. Let's see what our opponent comes up with. If they have the Hexproof Werewolf, we can just depopulate. Unnatural Growth. I think they're just dead. That is good game. Invoke Justice, Wandering Emperor, target player. Get to sling a bunch of damage at their face. And yep. Would have been 2 more damage and then we can just swing in. Of course we could have probably just swung in. But hey. It's fun! It's fun using our new enchantment, alright? The hypocritical, like, I'll just end the game. Yeah, I should have swung in. Man, this deck is so much fun. Thank you so much to the person who commented, Luis. I really appreciate it. I would have never thought of this, or I probably wouldn't have noticed it until somebody else did it, and my goodness. It's a lot of fun. Though, I imagine you probably would have made this deck differently. You probably wouldn't have gone the whole, like, super draw discard reanimator style, but hey. Hey. I said hey. Go ahead, draw, discard. We'll discard Emperor? Seems like a bad idea. I like kind of like a very bad idea, but I think we're just dead. We don't have enough board presence, they're gonna out-tempo us because the Surge Engine just swings, but hey, we'll see, we'll see. We could always draw into a sweeper. It would take 2 turns to play it, though. That is a card that we do want to see. I will say that. That is the, like, I really love draw this card because you can kind of get, like, going like this, where you're missing something, but you have so much draw discard, you, like, plan around discarding cards, so that it's not even a problem. It's just, like, tons of card advantage. Pass 2 attackers. Opponent wants to swing in here. We'll block the tainted adversary. Probably should have more sweepers in this deck, but I wanted to test out what we have here so far. Go ahead and play this. Discard a mountain because we need more plains. Ooh. Oh yeah. Bam. That will save us from them drawing a bunch of cards because they were getting to the third part of Surge Engine. And then also Tainted Adversary. Damn it. It's Shieldred. Ooh. Oh my goodness, Eiganjo doesn't even kill Shieldred. That's annoying. We don't have any creatures, so we can't all will be one super well. We have a bunch of Invoke Justices though, so what we could do is we can draw our opponent towards our Planeswalker. Because we just like reanimate the Planeswalker, we create a blocker. And then kind of in a decent spot. We have to play the Eiganjo. We have enough white sources. We go ahead, we reanimate Planeswalker. Target player. Auto pay. Ow. Okay, maybe this was a bad idea. Okay, what do we do here? Okay, maybe I didn't think this because if we create the chump blocker. Yeah, we create a chump blocker. No, this is actually bad. Ah, man. If they double swing in, we just ignore and we keep the creature. Oh, God. Sure. 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 It's annoying. I hate Shieldred. Do you think any cards that like they released? Because I know people originally didn't think Shieldred were that good, or like some people's impressions of Shieldred was it needs to stick on the battlefield, dies are removal. Do you feel like there's any other cards that have been printed in like this set, I guess, that is also like, yeah, it seems bad, but if it sticks around, it's crazy. Like the thing with Shieldred though, I feel is just like the life gain. It's like direct damage. No other card is quite like that, where it's just like straight up direct damage. So like you could argue like Mondrak it goes pretty hard if it stays out there and you have like the other cards to enable it, but like drawing is so like natural. You literally are forced to draw. So whereas like Mondrak or Elish Norn, you actually need to stick around. We are not quite drawing as I would hope. Opponent playing mono black for the millionth time. Yay. Get rid of a Wandering Emperor. I should have mulliganed. The face of someone who should have mulliganed. We get rid of all will be one because we plan to reanimate that anyways. Opponent here probably playing Graveyard Trespasser and we cry. Card that exiles graveyard cards. Nope, they're not. We get to continue playing Magic. Yippee. No attacks. I guess the one downside is Invoke Justice is not. Go ahead and discard this and reanimate it, right? Boom. That's a little ramp. We do not have enough white sources to do what we want at the moment. Go ahead, swing in. I don't really know. Opponent is going to block. Okay. If that's the case, we can just go ahead and Emperor on their turn regardless and just create a blocker or a chump. We have a bunch of these planeswalkers, or not planes, these sagas. And the idea behind them is, well, they're good sagas because we need the lands, particularly the plains, for restoration of Eiganjo, or for Invoke Justice. Go ahead, put first strike counter on that. Go ahead, attack in. I guess we'll attack in with both. It doesn't matter too much. Don't really actually want to get rid of any of the cards I have here. Okay, well, in hindsight, that seemed pretty dumb. I should have attacked in with this. Because I just want to find a land, man. That's all. I don't think this Depopulate is actually going to be relevant. There we go. Okay. Do that before they get their shield shred down this next turn, right? Oh my goodness. Yep, go for the throat. Last two attackers. I don't think they really want to swing in here. They're just gonna go face. I mean, okay. We'll block. We'll play ball. Opponent getting mana screwed here, though. We got mana screwed last turn, so tough luck. Go ahead, do this. Get our all will be one back. I think I clicked the all will be one. Yep. Very good. Go ahead, get in some haste. So, the problem with exiling or getting rid of our Bitter Reunion right there is if they do get to Invoke Justice mana, they will... That's annoying. If they get to Invoke Justice mana, that's gonna be a problem. Eiganjo and... Huh. I could do this, discard the all will be one, and then reanimate it? Is that possible? Yes, it is. Okay. Take down. Do this. Discard all will be one. I think we have lethal. Well, wait a minute. I'm sorry, opponent. I just had to style a little harder. I was not even paying attention to our opponent's health. Put it all on this one. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna have 8 damage to the face. We went for maximum damage there because we had another 10 damage there with our Scrapwork Mutt. Dang, this deck are running alright. Though it does feel a bit like our opponents just got mana screwed. But hey, they should have run more draw and discard like us, you know? We didn't totally luckily draw into a third land to get our Eiganjo going. Right? Joop Beep Boop. That is a cool name. Okay. This hand is looking silly. Yeah, we have 4 Invoke Justice, and then we also have Repair and Recharge, because that can help get our Planeswalker and enchantments back, which is the only things we really care about. We're not... Well, also it gets artifacts back, and the only creature we have, I think, is an artifact, so it actually reanimates anything in our deck. So that's the idea. We can Bitter Reunion here, get rid of the Eternal Wanderer. It doesn't matter here. We can probably reanimate it eventually. Yeah, we gotta repair and recharge. Our opponent Golgarying it up. They got a bunch of ramp here and mana fixing, so they might be going for a fight club here, so maybe we should play around that and not create any sort of thing that they could hit. And just play our Eiganjo. Because if we play Fable, they can play Obliterator and immediately fight the Fable. Or the Goblin token. So that's the idea here. We will, 2 turns from now, have enough mana to reanimate Eternal Wanderer with the ramp for my Eiganjo. Well, actually, yeah. Oh. Ha. I'm a bit of a idiot. Forgot Scrapforger did that. Let's see. What does everyone want to do? Arena or animate their land. Discard. Yeah, we'll discard Battlefield Forge. Doesn't matter too much. And then their armor Scrapforgers can't actually do anything here, so I might just go ahead and whip out the Eternal Wanderer, or not. The Wandering Emperor, get rid of their Llanowar Loam Speaker, and they're just stuck with 2 Scrapforgers, which aren't pumped yet. They need to get 3 oil counters for it to get +3/+0. Tyvar, nice, that's cool. That is a Q card. I wonder if they are going for Obliterator. It doesn't appear so. I've been trying to play around it because I'm terrified, but maybe I've done this all wrong. Opponent here, creating 3 mana. With the power of Tyvar. We're not doing bad, but it doesn't feel like we're doing quite what we want. Because we can Eternal Wanderer here, and then we can blink Bitter Reunion. Right? That's something we could do. Sure, let's get Eternal Wanderer out here and see what we can do with it. We could just create a double striker. That's also a good idea. We'll do that. Create a double striker, put a +1/+1 counter from the other Wanderer on there for popping off. I mean, we could have blinked the Bitter Reunion here and then get like a little bit more card draw, but hey, it's cool. We're giving our double striking 2/2. Okay, we're not giving it anything. My bad. Eternal Wanderer here. We don't have any like win the game ultimates here, so we gotta be a little careful. To actually play our game properly. Now what we can do here is get rid of their Glissa with the power of Eternal Wanderer tick down. Don't want to hover the card just in case they're going to... Oh. Okay. That's interesting. Sure. Sure. Scrapforger untapped. Exile our graveyard. Yep. If repair and recharge can just go in the trash here. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Let's see what we do here. Yeah, we're gonna go play All Will Be One. Just get it going. Opponent, nah, they're probably playing Terra Sunder. Which is like instant speed enchantment exile. So maybe that will be a problem here, but hey, possible. We can create a we'll do this. We'll create a double striker here. Eternal Wanderer, not the best with All Will Be One here. In terms of its abilities. Though if it allows us to blink a creature with a bunch of do we just go face? I don't know. No, we'll shoot Tyvar. We'll get rid of it over the course of a few turns. Evolve. Our opponent will be able to swing in with their Scrap Forger to our stuff, which is not ideal. We're gonna get rid of Wandering Emperor here. Will they immediately go for the exile on it, though, is the question, because we might be able to repair and recharge it. They get another oil counter here. Yep. Resolve. It's a 3/3. They untap it with Tyvar and swing in. Our opponent being quite the challenge. Yeah, exile another card. Scrap Forger with Tyvar is an interesting combo. I don't have a bunch of things in my graveyard. They're going to start exiling their things, and Tyvar wants to reanimate things that are 2 mana value or less. Though they're probably just going for the mana dork. Mana dork mode. Alright, let's go ahead, play Fable. Opponent here probably doesn't have a counter spell. Good for us. And then we can just blink Fable? How does this work? Artifact or creature, so no. Can do this. Maybe this is dumb. This is probably dumb. Should just choose a player that controls, or a creature they control. This is hard, because they're got a bunch of hate for the graveyard, and we haven't necessarily been hitting big with our all will be one. We can't like I didn't go for the repair and recharge on the Wandering Emperor because they're just gonna exile it here in response, so that's why the repair and recharge is not good in this situation. Fable the Mirrorbreaker should be able to put in enough work to get rid of. Does this say creature?
The reign of flesh is over.
Interesting.
Embrace the inevitable.
We need a planeswalker to slam to do a bunch of damage.
There's that second wind.
Moon was able to proliferate their Scrap Forger, holding it back as a blocker here. Interesting. I'm not too concerned. Well, what we should have done is we should have gone for the Scrap Forger here, I think. Get rid of Banishing Slash and Repair and Recharge because they're going to be useless. That will do us pretty good here. Discard 2 cards. Do you want to get rid of Depopulate? They're not playing a ton of creatures, so we're better off just getting a removal spell. What we do is we play this, we blink their creature with Eternal Wanderer. That will get rid of the counters. So exile one target artifact or creature, return that card at the beginning of its owner's control at the beginning of that player's next end step. So they don't get the Scrap Forger for their turn either. Go ahead and ping down Vraska here. Hurt good old Tyvar. Our opponent, do they have a cut down? They do not. They don't have anything to cast. Well, that means we get to go in and get rid of their Vraska. Boom. Oh, wait. We even get more damage, though. Because we can play Fable. And we get double ping. They lose their Tyvar if they want to use it this next turn. Or if they want to take it down, though. I don't think they have anything in there. They do have a Scrap Forger in their graveyard. Vote to spare. We don't actually mind here because we have this Bitter Reunion, right? We do lose our Internal Wanderer. A bit sad in that regard, but opponent goes for the reanimation. They're gonna get their
Can win.
Grab Forger back. We get their other one back. That is fine by us. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of triggers. Maybe we should have gone for their creatures, but they're probably gonna tap them, so we can go Banishing Flash on them. Or we could Depopulate here, honestly. Depending on how many of our Fables flip. Nah, too many of our Fables flip. I don't think I really want to Depopulate. Go ahead, get rid of this as well, I think. Actually, we'll just go for the combo kill. We got this. Ooh, Eternal Wander is very sweet here. I will take the damage, and they are dead. Ah, come on, don't do that to me. Don't move it. I can't click. We'll get a little greedy and shoot one of their things down. Ah, I didn't mean to say nice. Oh, it didn't go through. That's fine. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I think I'll end the video there. Try and keep this one a little shorter than the other ones so that I don't go on forever and ever. But I think you guys get the idea of the deck. A whole ton of fun. We managed to actually get through the graveyard hate there, surprisingly, with just the power of Wandering Emperor. Beastly card. Our opponent wasn't really doing that much besides just playing Scrap Forgers and untapping them with Tyvar, but hey, still pretty good. So, I guess going through the full deck tech. It depends on who you're versing, whether or not, like, what you find is most common. I don't think we played enough games to really see, like, what our common enemy was here. The Depopulates definitely did come in handy here. The Banishing Slash, we got to use it once. Besides that, it's a nice discard fodder. We only have 3 of them. Um, so, like, it's up to you how you want to, like, change this up, I think, to some degree. Whatever you find is most fun. You could put in another Emperor here potentially instead of a Banishing Slash. Which, hey, if we drew an Emperor instead of that Banishing Slash there, we'd have been able to just cast that. But we also were able to just discard the Banishing Slash and get ourselves an Invoke Justice to return our Wandering, or the Eternal Wanderer, which was really cool. So yeah, we have in the 2 drops we have Banishing Slash, which allows us to remove artifacts, enchantments, and then tapped creatures. We can also get the second part where it says if you control an artifact or enchantment, create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. We scrapwork Mutt here, and we're gonna get treasure tokens from Fable the Mirror Breaker, and then we have Bitter Reunion, Fable, Eiganjo as all enchantments here, as well as all will be one. So we have a bunch of enchantments. So we can potentially actually get the small upside uh, for the last part of this card, which is cool. Scrapwork Mutt. Really like this card in this deck. If you're going for the full discard uh, and draw, like, reanimate style, this card is definitely a good inclusion because you can create a body on the battlefield, which is good for chump blocking, and then you can do it again. So it's nice in that regard. It also gives you a creature to put counters on with Invoke Justice. Bitter Reunion, also another amazing card. Being able to draw 2 cards is huge. It's like a better version of the Thrill of Possibility. Is that the name of the card? Let's go ahead and check. Thrill. Yeah, Thrill of Possibility, which did get reprinted. Discard a card and then draw 2 cards. Well, this one's just better. It's an enchantment that sticks around to eat up those invoked despairs. Also has the upside of potentially giving our creatures haste, which is relevant. Because we are just trying to blow up our opponent with pure damage, and when we create a 6/6 like token from Wandering Emperor here, it's nice to be able to just instantly give it haste and swing in. So yeah, definitely think it's a good card here. Eiganjo, also good because we're trying to get those 4 white pips. It says we get a plains, and then we can discard a card with mana value 2 or less, put it onto the battlefield tapped, or return, not put it, return a permanent card with mana value 2 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield. So we can go ahead and discard Eternal Wanderer, our all will be one to this, and then also return our Scrapwork Mutt, our Bitter Reunions, or just the land that we discarded to help us ramp. Feel the Mirror Breaker, I think don't have to say too much about the card. creating the Shaman that helps ramp, chump, get the draw discard. The backside is maybe less relevant, but it's still cool. The backside could be relevant if you're still trying to draw a discard with Scrapwork Mutt. Besides that, we have like a bunch of tokens, so you're not really going to be copying anything super large or super huge. So the backside a little less relevant, but the draw discard and the ramp and the goblin are pretty darn good. Emperor got the removal, as well as we can create like these tokens, which is huge for getting stuff to put counters on. Uh, and then yeah, the +1 is amazing on this because it's basically a +2, and in the eyes of all will be one, you get like 1 damage, then you get another damage from the counter. We saw our opponent remove the creature, and then we didn't get the additional damage, which was kind of sad, but still pretty darn good. And then we have Repair and Recharge. This says return target artifact, enchantment, planeswalker card from our graveyard to the battlefield. Create a tap Power Stone token, so Power Stone tokens, I guess, can also enable Vanishing Slash in a weird way. But hey, this is an artifact, this is enchantment, this is enchantment, this is a, well, that's a sorcerer, but this is a planeswalker, that's an enchantment, that's a planeswalker, so we can return basically anything with this. It's just not as good as Invoke Justice that gets those counters to go with all will be one. But hey, it works good in a pinch, and having a few extra reanimation spells is good in this deck, because, well, hoping that you hit 1 of 4 cards in your like 60 card deck can sometimes be an absolute nightmare. You're like down to the last 20 cards and you're like, are really all 4 of them down there? So good to have a little bit extra reanimation here. Also a really nice late game draw because, well, we probably have Wandering Emperor or another All Will Be Bought in the graveyard or the Eternal Wanderer in our graveyard. Uh, so just good to have. Invoke Justice, we already covered it. Returns permanent, 4 counters on a creature or vehicle. Good stuff. And then all will be one whenever 1 or more counters are put on a permanent or player. It deals that much damage to target opponent creature, opponent controls, or planeswalker opponent controls. So this is the whole thing about the deck. It is important to note that you can't like shoot your own stuff with it because it says opponent stuff, but it doesn't really matter. Uh, this counts as like poison counters or these loyalty counters when our planeswalkers enter the battlefield, or the saga counters here, because it says add a lore counter. So works really well with the sagas here, the planeswalkers, and the +1 counters from this. Lastly, Eternal Wanderer. Just thought I would include this card for like flavor purposes initially, and well, also, hey, it's 5 loyalty, so that's a bunch of damage if you can get this card onto the battlefield. And then the card's just good value. You saw how like even me bumbling around with its abilities, we managed to like eke out a win with it. We were just like, okay, create a samurai, they've removed the samurai. We create a samurai, they've removed the samurai. And then like, you know what? We're gonna get rid of your little armored scrap gorger. So you don't get to see that until the end of your next turn. And then you can also use the sweep feature, which is really relevant as like another form of sweeper in this deck, because we only have the 2 Depopulates, and it's a pseudo sweeper because each player ends up with 1 creature at the end of the exchange, and if we don't have any creatures, that's kind of sad, because then they can just swing in on our Eternal Wanderer. But hey, it still is good value regardless. And we get to choose which creature the opponent gets to keep. So we get to choose their 1/1 token. So really nice in that regard. And then we have a bunch of duels. Important to note, we do have some Jetmir's Gardens here. I put these in here because we need more dual lands. And then the cycling is super nice if you draw them late game. There's probably a better option, or there might be better options, but I think Jetmir Garden is probably one of the better tools that you can include. Then we got the Eiganjo and the Sokenzan. Sokenzan, I guess, can also help enable actually having creatures, but also Eiganjo is just nice removal. We don't have a ton of legendaries here besides the Planeswalkers, but still good card. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you would have done differently in the comments below. Definitely interested in that because I'm not the best at when it comes to brewing these things. But I hope this deck was a lot of fun to watch. and fun to play. I will catch you guys all next time. Have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, whenever or wherever you're watching. Ciao.